challenged myself to make a Roblox game in 1 hour, then in 10 hours and finally 100 hours, starting right away with 1 hour game. I started by creating a new baseplate template. And before I start, let me present my 1 hour game plan. So there will be a large platform where players spawn and where missiles will fall down and explode. The goal will be to dodge them, and every second a player will earn 1 point for surviving. Pretty simple, huh? So now the final thing is to start the timer in 3, 2, 1. I immediately deleted the default baseplate and added a small platform on which players will stand. This will be the game map basically, and then right after that I started working on the actual missile, and it took me some time, but I managed to make a pretty good model. It only took like 10 minutes. Then I made a simple leaderboard script that would display the player score, and I tried to add +1 point to the score every 1 second, but that didn't work.
A few minutes later.
It's been some time. I wrote a script that will spawn missiles randomly on the map and made them fall. Let's test if that works.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Well, that didn't go well, but I managed to fix all the bugs, so now the missiles fall down properly and the player gets 1 point every second. So now the game is finally starting to come together. So while this was done, I started working on explosions, so the missiles can actually hit and kill the player. But let's say that it didn't go as planned.
What? No. What? No.
I decided to keep the rocket's spawning rate just for fun and made them explode. This is what I ended up with. I bet you can't hear anything because I forgot to add any sound, but I'll do that later. So I changed the rate and the speed of the rockets to make it more balanced because players would die instantly right after joining the game. And I also added the sound as promised. And when I was polishing the game by making the difficulty increase every second by spawning even more rockets, I found out that I was out of time. So I guess it's time for playtest.
Okay, we're in. The score is increasing. Oh shit, there's so many. Okay, but it's actually easy to dodge. Oh wow, and it's actually working. So let's try to win this round. Nice, this is so easy. Oh,
Hey, disconnected.
Yeah, I forgot to tell you that you get kicked out once you die. I give this game a score of 4 out of 10. Well, I guess there's only so much you can do in 1 hour. Like, what can you expect? But hold on, because we still have to make the 100-hour game. And spoiler alert, the game is set on an active volcano. Yeah, things are gonna get hot. But before that, let's take a look at the 10 hours game plan. The game will take place this time on a vast ocean. Players will spawn on a boat and their goal will be to dive into the ocean and find different kind of loot, ranging from gold coins to treasure chests. And for each find, they will receive cash and yeah, that's it. I started off by creating a map floor for the ocean. I wanted it to look sandy, so I painted everything with a sand texture. Next, I threw in some rocks to give the biome a bit more depth and scale. I added some water, but quickly realized it erased all the terrain. So I decided to use a special plugin that lets you convert any Roblox part into terrain. Just like that, we got our ocean. I then added a map border so players won't be able to fall off the map. And finally I added a skybox.
Nice.
I used Blender to make the boat, and making the boat alone took me like 20 minutes, but it turned out really good, so it was worth the effort. I exported it, and here it is in the game. For the models, I used pre-made ones available on my website.
link in the description.
They fit perfectly with my game since they include gold coins and other loot. I also came up with the idea to use this key as a requirement for opening the treasure chests. I then found some free models on Toolbox, and with the help of a brush tool plugin, I scattered them around the map. Here is what I came up with, and here is another view of it. Okay, so now I need the items to spawn underwater randomly. So my idea is as follows. I will first get a random point on the map and cast a ray downward, ignoring water, and it will only succeed if it hits the ground and the ground is a terrain. But wait, then comes another step. I check for any obstructions. If the spot is clear, the object gets placed. If not, then we redo everything from beginning. This allows to make the player discover them in random places like here. I then made a working oxygen bar so players can't stay underwater all the time. I also forgot to mention that I added a leaderboard for player coins and keys. And if you're wondering what happens when the oxygen runs out, First it warns you that oxygen is low, and if you don't make it to the surface in time, well, you just die. Next, I made so you can pick up the keys and open chests with them. By the way, each item has its own rarity. That includes the chests and keys, of course. But the rarer the chest is, the rarer and more valuable the content is. I still had like 3 hours left, and I really wanted to add a shop with upgrades, but it was pretty late, so I decided to stop here with this game and go to sleep.
Brr brr patapim, brr brr patapim, tralalero tralala, tung 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 sahur.
Alright, I'm gonna share my thoughts on this 10-hour project while playing it in the background. Honestly, the game is not that bad. I actually kind of enjoyed it.
The game
Like, it
is
has
so
some
good. The game is so good.
I give it a score of 6.12 out of 10. You know what time it is? It's time for my 100-hour plan will be to make a competitive game. There will be a round system, the map will be set in a volcano, and the goal will be simple. Players will mine as many resources as they can to earn as much money as possible, all while dealing with lava that constantly changes level. And in the end, the player with the most money wins. I think first thing we need is a volcano, so I'm just gonna borrow a model from Toolbox. That was a bad idea. What the is this? So I had no choice but to make my own volcano in Blender, and it turned out like this.
Hell no, man. What the fuck?
I decided to keep it because I didn't know what I was doing, and I built a map around it. I'm not gonna lie, but this volcano is kinda huge. But I finally finished the map, and I added the lava inside the volcano, but I needed something for players to step on. So I made some platforms in Blender, and then scattered them around inside the volcano. But then it hit me. I wanted the volcano to look different each round, and for that the solution was to make it procedurally generated. So
My new plan is to use pre-made rings that have platforms inside, with yellow boxes marking the ore spawn points. To build a volcano, I'll stack these rings one on top of another, and to keep it from looking repetitive, I will not only pick a random ring for each layer, but I'll also rotate each new ring 90 degrees to the right before placing it, and that should create our volcano.
So now the volcano generates itself, but we still have these yellow boxes that don't fit. So I made few rock models. And so currently we have basalt, obsidian, lava crystal, and voltronite. And with some logic, I made it so that the more valuable ores spawn at the bottom, and as you go up, the ores become less valuable. With a simple script, I made the rock spawning working. Then I made some animations for sprinting and double jumping, and after that I went to sleep. So, it's been about 12 hours since I last worked on the project, but hey, I actually got the sprinting system done, and you can now double jump too. After that, I jumped back into Blender and got to work on creating this awesome pickaxe model. It didn't took much time, only like, just 2 hours. But at least I made a few variants, you know, just like I'd actually implement them. But I made the pickaxe work. But another the pickaxe is missing an animation, so I made this really... Look at this! That's surely gonna make this experience more satisfying. Oh man, that will surely keep players playing the game. Don't mind that. I then made an inventory system for all these precious rocks, and not gonna lie, that kinda looks fire. I can see that the game is coming in the right direction.
Just listen to these sounds.
I played a bit with lava system. I made it so it can fall down and rise back on. It's not yet done as I'm planning to add even more lava stages. I also improved the overall atmosphere. Just look at it. Next, I wanted to implement the round system, and it's not yet done, but as you can see at the top, there is a bar with a round timer at center and some informational displays on both sides, like this one on the right that tells you the current lava stage. Pretty awesome. I will just play a sped up clip of me playing the game so you can see how is the gameplay looking so far. As you can see, I still need to balance the lava better, because right now it could make the game completely unplayable. Oh, and I forgot to mention, you lose your items when you die. Hopefully, that will make up for it with a high risk, high reward dynamic and some interesting strategies. Next, I started to work on the different lava stages. I'm not gonna explain the script, but what it does, it creates different number of stages that will happen during the round, and they are all random, and the number of stages depends on how long the round is, so it's really modular, and I love it. And after that I went to sleep. I did nothing on day 3. I got lazy and ended up losing 33 hours of progress, but I'm back and I've added a global leaderboard that shows every player's money and their rank position. I may have taken a little inspiration from Arsenal. And of course, when you die, you lose all your money. And yeah, it works fine in multiplayer, by the way. Next up, I wanted to make a UI summary screen that wraps up the round, showing who won, how many items and cash you collected, how many times you died, and so on. Based on these stats, players can earn a reward. Each rank multiplies your total value by a set amount, while deaths work against you, reducing your bonus depending on how many times you died. And if you manage to survive without dying once, you get a crisp $100 bonus. By the way, the round system is fully working now. Once a round ends, you'll see the game summary, then get teleported back to the lobby for an intermission timer before heading straight into the next match. Now it's time to add a shop. Oh wait, never mind. We only got 9 minutes left on the timer. Well, I guess there is no more time left for a shop. How sad. But it's time for playtesting. So there I was, already in the game, and it had just started. My goal was to earn as much as I could. I found my first lava crystal, and with the lava stopping in 10 seconds, it felt like the perfect time to collect some Voltronite. But then, the lava was set to rise in 10 seconds, so I had to start climbing fast. The lava then started falling again and rise back again. It turns out it was the final lava rise, so I needed to get to the top of the volcano. I managed to pass the round without dying even once, and I got $1,644 in total. You might think the game looks easy, but I'm pretty sure that once real players get in, it's going to be pure chaos. So my rating for this game is a solid 8 out of 10. So here are the 3 games I made. It may seem like I had a lot of time and did so little, but that's because this is the actual real time it took me to make these games. But maybe next time I'll only count the time I'm actually working inside Roblox Studio, not when I'm just not on it. But this was actually my first ever YouTube video, so I'm really curious, what did you guys think, and what should I make next? Comment your feedback down below. Also, come check out my Discord server. It's completely empty right now, so come say hi, drop your suggestions, and let's build a little community together. And don't forget to check out my website. It's got some amazing assets you can buy. And subscribe, I guess, and see you in the next one.